All right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach. Double honors to our elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well, and peace, love, salutations to those that are doing this work in truth and in sincerity. And this video is going into racism is nothing more than the envy of Jacob, or the so-called black man. So racism is nothing more than jealousy. Or let's say jealousy, not envy. Okay? So racism is nothing more than jealousy, hatred, and bitterness that you have toward the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And that's all it is. Okay? You're jealous. And the scriptures even say that the reason why this devil does what he does is because he's envious. He's jealous, of Jake. All right? So, this video right here, I was looking for the original. I thought that I had it, but I couldn't find it. So this is just coming off of the Elder Malcolm's page. And it says white supremacy is just a lie. All right, which it is. Because as we're about to find out, as we're about to hear, how can you be superior but destroy everything? Sabotage everything. All right. So I'm going to start off with a precept. Wisdom of Solomon 2, and I'm going to start at verse 23. It says, "For God created man to be immortal, and he made him to be an image of his own eternity. Nevertheless, through the envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side to find it." Okay? So through the envy of the devil, which the devil means deceiver, okay? Deceiver, the ones that deceives. Okay, and let's just let's look up this word, because we say it all the time, but let's look it up. Okay, now when you go into these definitions, let's go to definition. And they always gonna say this Christianity bullshit, right? It says Christian, in the Christian belief, the chief evil spirit, Satan, a person of specific uh right of a specific characteristics. Now but that's not what the word means. Okay. It says Old English, devil, subordinate, evil spirit afflicting humans. Also Christianity, the devil, powerful spirit, evil, otherwise known as Satan. Um, and that's the modern day definition. Now here it is. It says the late Latin word from the ecclesiastical Greek diablos, which in the Jewish Christian we use the devil, Satan, and which in general use meant accuser, slanderer. Okay? Thus, it was a scriptural loan translation of the Hebrew Satan, see Satan. It is an agent noun from Greek uh, uh, dioblein, to slander, attack, literally to throw across. Okay? From the dia, across, through, balin, to throw. Okay? So it's a slander, it's an attack. Now let's look up this word slander. Okay? And it is a form of defamation involving the spoken, transient, or unrecorded false statement about a person that harms their reputation. Okay? So this devil is the word devil means a slanderer, an attack. So he's attacking us with his slander and his violence. Okay? Like all of the shit that this devil talks about. Jake is a deadbeat dad, when we know that the so-called black man now statistically is the best father out of all of the races in the world, even in his lowest state. he still is more active and more involved in his children's lives, right, than any other race in his low estate. And you ain't got to believe me. You can look up the statistics yourself. All that stuff about, Jake just being a terrible father and not being around for his children, that shit is a lie. It's a narrative that's created, okay, to make it seem like Jake just a piece of shit, okay? Jake on child support, Jake in the prisons. All of these things, all these laws and everything is designed to slander and to destroy Jake, okay? So when we talk about the devil, the envy of the devil, okay, he's a liar. And he has to lie. He has to deceive in order to make himself look like he's capable when he's not capable. He's not capable like Jake. All right. Now I have this video of the amazing Lucas, and this is off of Elder Malcolm's page, but he gives some very good points. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play this video because in this video it shows you that these people are really just jealous of Jake. Okay? They're jealous because Jake got the birthright. They're jealous because Jake, even in his low estate, is still greater than these Edomites. All right?
If that's the case, why are y'all constantly in our business, right? If you believe that these group of people are, low IQ, incompetent, likening to that of a monkey, why do you then have to burn up their communities? Mm-hmm. Right? Why? I don't understand. Why do you then have to codify your supremacy? If you are in fact supreme, why do you need laws to prohibit these people from reading, from writing, from building businesses, from voting? Why do you need laws for that? If they're so low IQ, you shouldn't have to work.
Yeah, man. They arrested our development.
And that's exactly what they did because, as we're about to, and I'm going to read it again, this Wisdom of Solomon, we're about to go into some things. I looked into some things in Chat GPT just to show. And I'm going to read this again. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2:24. It says, "For God created man to be immortal and made him to be in the image of his own eternity." And that's talking about the Israelites, not talking about all mankind. Okay? This is, "Nevertheless, to the envy of the devil, death came into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it." So all those people that want to cling on to this system, y'all gonna find death. Okay? Because this man is death. He is his death, and he cannot be satisfied. Now we just went into the word, what the word devil mean, and who does that? Who is the man on the earth who slanders Jacob no matter which country he's in? He destroys Jacob's image, and as he said, as the elder Malcolm said, arrested development. Okay? Who does that? Who's done that? Okay? These people have done that. All right? These devils, they're the ones who have done this to us. Okay? And then want to make it seem like that it's us. Now, I'm going to go over a list. Well, you know what? Before that, let's grab some more precepts. Let's go to the book of Genesis. Let's go back to the beginning. Genesis 25. And I'm going to start at verse 22, and it says, "And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord," which she probably went to a prophet, or maybe even her husband, right? "And the Lord said unto her, There are two nations in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And one people shall be stronger than the other, and one people and the elder shall serve the younger." All right? So already it's saying that one people is going to be stronger, they're going to be more capable, okay? And they're going to receive the blessing. All right? That's what the Lord said. He said, and the elder shall serve the younger. All right, and it says, and when her days to be fulfilled, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. The first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that, his brother came out and took the hand and took and his hand took hold on the heel of Esau, and they named and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bore them. Okay, so it says right there that one people was going to be stronger. One people was going to have was going to be in rulership, and the elder was going to serve the younger. Okay, so then when you go to Genesis, the 27th chapter, here's where the envy, let me just do this, where the envy came in. So we're going to go down to 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceedingly bitter cry. Ah! Little crybaby, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety and has taken away that blessing. And he said, is he not rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times and took away my birthright, which wasn't yours because you sold it. And behold, he had taken away my blessing. And he said, Has that not had reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto him, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine I have sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Has hast thou but one blessing? My father bless me, even so. Also, O my father. And Esau lifted his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword thou shalt live and serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from thy neck. And Esau hated, listen to this, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning my father are at hand, and I will slay my brother Jacob. Okay? Now this is jealousy right here. It says that Esau hated his brother because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. He was jealous, man. Esau was jealous. He was mad because the kingdom was given to Jacob. And this jealousy, okay, has been moving, has been a perpetual jealousy, okay? It has been a perpetual jealousy, all right, throughout the centuries, because no matter what condition Jake is in, Jake shows a level of excellence. Doesn't matter. What we're seeing right now is just a new form of oppression, okay? It's just a new form of oppression that was repackaged, right? Like the music industry, the twerking, and the the crack epidemic, the drug epidemic, all these things that happen in J communities. All of these things are just a new form to oppress Jake. But there's always been forms of oppressing Jake. Slavery, Jim Crow, there's always been some form of Jake being oppressed, all right, and held back. So what we're seeing right now is just a new rendition of that. All right. And right here I went and asked Chat GPT. I said, can you give a list of black inventors, what they invented, and the year it was invented, 20 or more, also black athletes and their accomplishments. Now I told them only give 20 or more, right? But there's hundreds. And you can look it up yourself. All right. because Jacob is the former of all things. As a matter of fact, give me 1 second. Let me find that precept. All right, so we're gonna go to the book of Jeremiah 10 and 16, and it says, "The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name." So Jake created everything. Okay, Jake created everything. All right. So let's go down this. Let's look into this. It says black inventors: Benjamin Banneker, first American clock; Thomas L. Jennings, dry cleaning process; Elijah McCoy, automatic lubrication system for engines; Granville T. Woods, railway telegraph; Lewis Latimer, carbon filament, okay, for light bulbs; Garrett Morgan, gas mask; Garrett Morgan, automatic traffic light signals; Madam C.J. Walker, hair care system and mass production of mass product produce of cosmetics. Stole that shit, right? You got the light bulb industry and the car industry, $100 billion industries, right? The light bulb and the cosmetic industry, $100 billion industries, right? Jake, Jan Ernest uh, Mazilinger, shoelace lasting machine; George Washington Carver, agriculture innovations, crop rotations, peanut products. Okay, Norbert uh, Rye Rao Luyx, sugar refining vacuum pan; Andrew J. Beard, automatic railroad; Frederick Coupler, Frederick McKinley Jones, refrigeration technology; Marine Van Britten, Brown, home security system; your Brinks and your Guardian, all those security systems that are now owned and profited by Esau. Yeah, all those. Okay. It says Lonnie Johnson, the Super Soaker, water gun, the most sold toy in the world, I believe. I believe the Super Soaker has sold more than almost any other toy in the world. I could be mistaken, but I know it's up there. Okay. It says Mark Dean, co-inventor of IBM PC and color monitor. Huh. Right? Patricia Bath, laser laser phaco probe, cataract surgery. Otis Brooklyn, all y'all go to the doctor and get cataract surgery and y'all paying an arm and a leg so y'all can see clear. Oh yeah, a so-called black woman made that. All right. Electric resistors using pacemakers. Okay. Valerie Thomas, illusion transmitter, 3D imaging tech. Even our women outshine y'all. Okay. James West, electric microphone. All right, all y'all singers out there. Henry Sampson, gamma electric cell. Early nuclear battery concept, 1971. Look at this. You know, your nuclear power. Charles Drew, blood, plasma, and storage bank. So all y'all blood transfusion and all that stuff, yeah. Sarah Boone, improved ironing board. For all y'all dry cleaning places that do those boards was created by a black woman. Dry cleaning itself was created by a black man. Okay. Alexander Miles, automatic elevators. Also, your high rises, you don't feel like walking up them stairs. A Jake made that. Daniel Hale Williams, open heart surgery technologies. Okay. And there's more. Okay. Black athletes. So we're going to move on to the athletes. Jack Johnson, first black heavyweight champion, 1908. Muhammad Ali, 3 heavyweight champions. Okay. Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron, Millie Ways, Bill Russell, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Jesse Owens, Carl Lewis. Let me read the titles: boxing, baseball, basketball. Okay. track and field, Jesse Owens, Carl Lewis, Florence Griffith, tennis, Athleta Gibson, Serena Venus Williams, and these are new. This has always been the case. Football, Jim Brown, Jay Rice, Patrick Mahomes. Other sports, Tiger Woods. You know, so it is what it is. You see, okay. Now, these are the black cities. I asked it a different question. I says also a list of black cities and communities that have been destroyed by white people. And here you go, right here. Now, I only heard of a few. I didn't, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, there's a lot more than I even knew about. Okay, now tell me if this is not jealousy. Okay, now it says Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma, Rosewood, Florida, Wilmington, North Carolina, Elaine, Arkansas, Colfax, Louisiana, Oakey, Florida, East St. Louis, Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, Springfield, Illinois, Atlanta, Georgia. Black towns destroyed by government actions or eminent domain. Uh, Seneca Village, New York. Haiti District. Black Bottom and Paradise Valley, Detroit, Michigan. Rondo neighborhood. Was it Caliborn Avenue, Bronzeville. Black towns forced into decline or erased through racist policies. Allensworth, California. Boley, Oklahoma. Mound Bayou. Eatonville, Florida. Black community destroyed for progress or profit. Sugar Hill. Little Africa. Bruce Beach. Now here's what AI had came into the conclusion. It says these communities were destroyed because they were economically independent, had black ownership, political power, demonstrated self-sufficiency, threatened white supremacy narratives. These were not accidental and not isolated. Okay? So there's more out there. So what does this show? This shows that there is a fear of what they will call black excellence, but it's really Jake excellence. It's because we were created in the image of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And even in our lowest state, we're still greater than them. Why? Because they're the basis of men. And they're jealous because of that. They're angry because of that. And this is something that's perpetual. It isn't something that they just now come up with. They've had this hatred ever since Genesis. Okay? That's why I have brought that out. Because ever since Genesis, they have had this jealousy, and this jealousy has transformed into hatred. Why are we the basis of men? Why are we hated of the Lord? Why did Jacob get it? Why do you think out of all of the other races in the world, they are always attacking Jake? Let me see if I can find the video. This video wasn't a part of the lesson, but now that now that come on, man, stupid ass ads. Um, let's see if I can find it because there was a Jake woman, and what she was talking about when it would, how these people, uh, she was saying how black people, we know that we're under attack. We know this. We know that we're constantly under attack. You know, and the guy was like, "Hold up, man, let me find it because that was a good video right there." And I think this is it right here. Yeah, this is it. We just send that right over. Oh, my network is unstable. Yeah, they won't. They don't want me to send it. Esau be tripping. Yeah, he be tripping. Give me 1 second, I can. Let me see if I can just copy the link. Yeah, they won't even let me copy the link. Like, what the fuck? This is crazy. Like, they really make, like, TikTok really makes it to where, what the hell? They really make it to where they're making it difficult for you to ask, because every time, I'm online, right? This is while I'm waiting on my phone to reboot, I'm online watching the video, trying to send the video here so I can pull it up to play it, and then it's saying that my network is unstable. They can't send the video. What? I'm on the network. I'm literally on the network. What do you mean the network is unstable? I'm watching the video. The video is playing. My internet says 5 bars. So I just go to show you, man. This devil be trying to he trying to stop the flow of the knowledge going out, man. Another going back into Jake being the former of all things. He hate Jake, so he don't. But anyway, let me try it again. If I can't get it this time, then I'll just concede. You can have it, or I might just play it on my phone. As a matter of fact, I'll just let y'all hear it. You know, but this is crazy. This is nuts. This devil is doing making it to where you can't even send your video to yourself. That's crazy. Talking about my network is unstable. All right, I'm almost there. Just bear with me, Baba Kasha. It will not let me copy this video. It will not let me send this video to myself. What the fuck, man? Yeah, it won't let me. It won't let me send the video to myself. It won't let me send it so y'all can see it. It's just it keeps saying the network is unstable, which as you can see, I'm about to play it. The network is not unstable. They just don't want me to send it to myself. Right.
Saying this is for all the Black Americans saying this isn't our problem. You realize that they're kidnapping Black Americans too, right? And they're just saying, "Oh, we thought they were African. We thought they were illegal immigrants." The lack of accountability and the gaslighting skills of white people needs to be studied as a whole, the same way that y'all decide y'all need to study Black Americans. Shut the fuck up. We have never not been the target. Let me say that again. We have never not been the target. Okay? We've always been the fucking target. Whether we sit down and shut the fuck up, we're the target. Whether we're out there in the streets, we're the target. So when we remove ourselves from the fucking equation, y'all can't fathom the fact that you can't blame nobody else. We told y'all. Y'all failed in open book tests. Figure it the fuck out. We know when it's time for us to go out there. Yeah, you got some people that saying, "Oh, that's just asinine for black people not to." Hey, those black people, like I said before, did not get that same collective whisper. Because this shit right here is top tier motherfucking gaslighting. Okay, this means that you don't even realize all you have to do is probably go back 1 or 2 generations to find somebody in your family that was racist and or watched a lynching. What are you doing within your community to stop this? Besides calling on other demographics to get out there and fight for something y'all fucking caused. Y'all have zero accountability. Zero. And I don't care who don't like me for saying black people sit the fuck down till we know it's time to go out there.
All right. So as you can see, as she said in the video, um, Jake has always been the target. The so-called Negro has never not been the target, man. And this is absolute proof right here. You see, you know, ChatGPT said this is not isolated or accidental. They've been doing this shit on purpose. Okay, and now all of these things are coming back on you. You know, because these are the things you've sown. All right, let me grab another precept. This is the book of Ezekiel 35 and verse 5. Oh, I'm gonna start up a little bit. I'm gonna start at verse 3, and it says, and say, I'm start verse 2. It says, "Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, which is the so-called white people, Edomites, and prophesied against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate, and I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be most desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred." You've been jealous, man. You've been envious of Jake. And that envy turned into a festering hatred that you've had from the beginning. Hey, you wasn't chosen, man. Okay? And it says, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time that their calamity had in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had come to an end. Okay? So when Jake is in his lowest, most desperate state, okay? And when Jake is in his lowest, most desperate state, look at what y'all did. Okay, you continue to shed the blood of the Israelites through the force of the sword. Okay, why? Why were you doing that? Because you were jealous. You were envious that the Lord chose Jake and not you. Okay. All right. This is Micah. We're just covering all of the scriptures that show that this devil has been is wickedly jealous, man. Wickedly jealous. It says, I'm sorry, it's chapter 2, my bad. No. That's on Mike, I'm in Malachi, my bad. It's like it. Malachi. This is Malachi 1 and 1. It says, The burden of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, Where hast thou loved us? Okay, was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord power? Yet I have loved Jacob, and I have hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. You see that? So the Lord said that he hated Esau, and Esau knows this. This is why they don't want to be known as the Edomites, because they got the hatred of the Lord on them. The Lord hates this man. Okay, and Esau know this stuff. He know that the Heavenly Father hates him. Okay, and he knows that he loves Jake. What, Jake? Why you gonna love Lord? Why you love him and not me? Why? Right? Going back to the accusing of our brethren. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's go to Slakia. Let's go to the book of Revelation. Let's bring that out because I quoted it twice. Revelation 12 and 10, and it says, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is salvation and the strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuse them before our power day and night. Slanderers. Just going in and slandering, you know, the men of the Lord. Slandering Jake. But all of these things you set up. Now, am I saying that Jake? Am I saying Jake is not wicked? No, I ain't saying Jake ain't wicked. Jake wicked as hell. But am I saying that Esau, you had a hand in this? Absolutely. Did you set these things up for Jacob to be like this? Yes, you did. Did you destroy his communities? Yes, you did. Did you turn the women into hoes? Yes, you did. Did you poison the food in the mind of Jake? Yes, you did. Okay? But then you want to go and run to the Lord and say, look at what he doing. Look at what he doing. Okay? This is why the Lord hates your ass, man. And you're going to be put down forever. Okay? You're going to perish like your own dung. This is Second Ezra's. Second Ezra's 4:50. This is what I wanted. No, I'm sorry. You know what? My bad. It's First Ezra's. Uh, no, this is the one that I wanted. Nah, this ain't what I wanted. We'll come back to it. I gotta, but I got another precept to go with that. This is Psalms 137. Psalms 137 and 7. It says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. And that word raise it means to basically destroy. Okay? When you go into that mood, that word raise it, it says,
Strong's H 6168. Ara. Ara.
it says to be bare, be nude, uncovered, leave destitute, discover, empty, raise, pour out, to be bare, to lay bare, to empty, empty, to pour out, right? So they were happy when the temple was being destroyed. Now, let me go here real quick. Give me 1 second. There's another precept that I wanted to pull up to go with this one. Man, I was it. First Ezra 4:50. Yeah. Hmm. Maybe, this isn't the what I mean. I'm reading it from my notes and I'm reading it here, and they say two different things. So my notes it says First Ezra 40 and 50 says, "You have vowed to also build up the temple which the Edomites set on fire when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees." And this one, this version, it says, "And all of the country which they held should be free without tribute, and the Edomites should give over the villages of the Jews which then they held." Okay, so there's a difference in translation, I guess. So let me see if I can find another translation of this. Hmm. No, this thing is going off. They all say the same thing. All right, well, anyway, we just dropped that. I'll come back to it later on, but what is it? Yeah, it's saying something completely different in my notes. So, all right. So, that was pretty much the point. I ain't got to go any further. You see, throughout the course of this lesson, you've seen all of the information that I brought out to show that their racism is literally fueled by their jealousy, that they don't have the birthright. Okay. So, with that, I pray this is an edifying lesson. I'm going to end it off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makar Kadash, and to the next time, I can say Shalom.